Alpha.
That a boil bickle enough. River flood and rain a fall. Rain a fall, but dirty tough.
Kaboom!
But remember, you know, great minds discuss ideas, you know. Average minds discuss events. And small minds discuss people.
Yes, good day, my people. Me there with una again. Well, me there on the walk, my people, but you don't know, me come to give you the next brand new Mutabaruka. Yes, and the stepping razor. You don't know. Yes, man, yesterday me make a little speech before me give you the cutting edge. And me notice that some people getting at them feelings and thing. But yeah, man, hear what me I say now. It's black power. Black movements and black liberation straight. Yeah, man, like me say, my post Muta for a reason. Yes, man, but here are my people. A man can teach me how to string a hook and the best place to fish to catch fish. A man can teach me where to plant and the best time to plant for my food to grow more and me to get more out of it. A man can teach me how to read, how to write, how to do math and speak even English. But no man on this face of the earth can teach me who to hail and who to give thanks to as my Almighty. Because according to them, alright then, let's use the term God, which me no really use that term the God no more. Let me tell you something now. Let's use the term God. God never talk to none of them were right. None of them. A man write everything. And even if man say, oh, a God inspire me to write this, I feel him word that. And that's why them have faith. Well, you see what me I say, well, me no have the blind faith. You see what me I say? Me no carry the blind faith. Yes, man. You have to show me proof. You not can write nothing and say, God tell me this. God not talk to no bad day. And me say, as me I use the term God as where everybody use. Me stop using that term the God because when you spell God back way, you get dog. And me no feel like me want call my creator. My creator is the energy. Yes, it is the energy. Uno feel to accept energy as the Almighty. And when the thunder roll, uno get frightened. When the lightning clap, uno get frightened. You see what me I say, uno frightened of the earthquake, the tidal wave. Uno even frightened of fire, of energy. Yes, man. Yes, the most powerful thing. Nothing else is more powerful than energy. So why uno fail to accept energy as the Almighty? Well, anyway, my people, uno just go and take in the stepping razor, yeah, man. And remember, my Instagram is the same name as my YouTube without the TV. You saw what I say? So the Instagram is same Ali B aka Alpha. So if you really want to vibes with me, you can link me on the Instagram. Maybe you get my number over there and thing. But one number me have, I'm not going to put it on YouTube because that would be too much people have my number. You see what I say? So if you want to get my number, you know, up in a private way, yes, man, you can link me on my Instagram page. You see what I say? Yes, maybe you get my number over there. It is the same Ali B aka Alpha. So kick it and take it away like a soccer ball. One love, my people. Bless up. Love all of my subscribers, all of my viewers. Yes, man, I love all clean-hearted people. So you say if your heart dirty, clean it up and come again. Because I'm not going to accept no dirtiness around here.
Yes, good day. Good day. Me there, man, don't feel away, me there. This is the stepping razor. Very unusual version of the stepping razor, but we have to work with it still. We have to work with it. You know, the tune we played before, well, we start out with that tune by a bridge Michael Tuff out of England, and then the next one we played was a bridge named Buzz Rock. Hey, Buzz Rock, me love that tune there, you know. Yeah, me love that tune there, Buzz Rock. Bringing up a child and what happened to the child, yeah, man. And now we're on Josie Wales and Busy Signal before the news. So, here we go. This is the stepping razor. As I say, it's a different kind of stepping razor. You know, for those of you who don't hear, but them roll out them vaccine in England. Yeah, the first person to get it was a 90-year-old woman. May I tell you, 90-year-old. And the next man, The woman was 90 years old, and the man, the first man who get vaccinated in England, here him name, William Shakespeare. Him name William Shakespeare. So it continue. Me hear that them a tell you now, them a give you a warning about it because there's something happening. Them say British regulators said people with a history of serious allergic reactions should not receive the biotech Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Regulators revealed 2 reports of possible allergic reactions from people who received the shot, and the first day of the country's mass coronavirus vaccination program. So them say them are looking into it to find out what is it that caused that allergic reaction in the 2 people them. So as we say, it really a go on. Now I go stop it, and we hear now say a whole heap of people now who in America decide say them are going to take the vaccine. I don't know if it's because them say the amount of death around them, but me I tell you, America is a death house now. Terrible death thing are going over there, you know. And we hear that it now reach us, so I mean not the death, the vaccine. Well, you know, the death raised because of the thing where them have the other day, the Thanksgiving, because 7 days after now. And it raised really like them did hear, well, they were told not to travel. People was told not to travel, and people say, "What you talking about? Me can't Thanksgiving and now go visit my parents." Well, so said, so done. It raised up on them, I mean, like thousands of people. And I think really and truly it affects a whole heap of people psychologically, especially the caregiver them, who amongst the people them, who are help the people them, and then the next day them come, them see the people them dead. That really is devastating to anybody. So we now go get it, well not we, but the government now go get to bring it until maybe near to the end of next year. All these arguments about vaccine and, you know, people are going to mandate it and all them way there. Apparently, it don't look like we're going to see any mandate in Aguan, but we are told that the government of Jamaica get 270,000 for really deal with the vaccine thing. But when we look at where Aguan and now, they must say the second half of next year before it reaches us, because, you know, America have to take care of them own first. America have to take care of them people first. That is what me hear Donald Trump say. And I will if America and agree with him. Say, you can't go ship with the thing for help we. We are going to help we, given where we now. And then you come tell me now, say, you're going to get other country. So, Jamaica, anywhere, anything where you do for prevent it or keep it away from you, just keep doing it. Keep doing it because them say, for those who have you that depend on a vaccination, you know, you know, go scook. And maybe when the vaccine cup, it go and burn up. Not going to cook, but it go and go roast and bake. So we just tell you, say, according to them projection, the vaccine not going to reach until next year, about June or so. So, meanwhile, you know what to do. You have been told what to do, so just keep doing it. This is the stepping razor, the art of war. Yes, you know, this is not funny, but it's funny. For all the people who are planning to take the vaccine, we have at least 8 months to find out if we should take it for real, because by that time, you have millions of people who get it. Yes, by June, millions, especially in America, millions of people are going to take it. So, should we now get it until June, July, and all them way there? We can't see if it work. If it work. Maybe have all 2 years, 3 years to find out if it work too. Yeah, you understand? We have 3 years ago, and because them think they have a little retroactive kind of way about it. So, for those of you who kind of want to take it but don't know because you're not sure, as me say, you don't have till the middle of next year to see how it react for millions of people in England and America and other places. Yes. So, yes, I say we a follow we are going in Ethiopia. I don't know much people follow we are going in Ethiopia, but some serious war are going in Ethiopia. And a whole heap of brethren and sisters we have over there in Jamaicans, in Chachamani, and Addis Ababa too. So we have to really watch what's going on. So we want to play a first clip about really what is happening here. Given that the Prime Minister the other day did get a Nobel Peace Prize because for years Eritrea and Ethiopia was at loggerheads, and now him ushering a new era in Ethiopia. But we say Eritrea now a giant theme army and a fight the Tigray people them. So we want to play this clip here from BBC, and then we're going to play one from Al Jazeera after, if we have time. So here we go.
To Ethiopia, where Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has announced a, quote, final military operation against the defiant Tigray province in coming days. The federal government has carried out what it calls surgical airstrikes on the Tigray capital of Mekele and has denied reports of casualties. Ethiopian leaders have so far resisted international pressure for mediation with the Tigray rebel forces. But fallout from the 2-week conflict has the potential to destabilize the entire region and has already kicked off a humanitarian crisis.
These are the weary faces of a conflict that is spilling out beyond Ethiopia's borders. Aid groups say 25,000 people have now fled to Sudan since fighting broke out. Half of them are children. Some may not see their fathers or husbands again. We came with the clothes on our backs. I don't know where my husband is. I've been looking for him for 5 days. I don't know where he is. I don't know what happened. There was heavy fighting and many people died. After that, they told us to leave, so we fled. Everyone did. Ethiopia's government says its fight is with rebel groups in the rebellious Tigray region. These state TV pictures claim to show its forces liberating towns, but hundreds are reported to have been killed. Officials in the capital have resisted calls for external mediation.
We don't need any mediation until we bring the leaders to court, because any mediation would incentivize impunity and unruliness.
Tigray TV appear to show captured Eritrean troops with whom rebel forces have also been fighting. Ethiopia says some of its soldiers have also been taken prisoner.
Capturing our soldiers, our commanders, generals. We don't know where they are now. Truly speaking, we don't know. Our commanders, they are in jail. We don't know. Maybe they are not alive.
Ethiopia's Prime Minister has promised a final military operation in the coming days and said he's ready to reintegrate the swelling numbers of refugees now trying to survive on the banks of the Tekezi River in Sudan.
For some background on this story, I'm now joined from London by Ahmed Soliman. He's a researcher with the Africa Programme at the Chatham House think tank. Ethiopia's Prime Minister issued a deadline for Tigray's militia to surrender. He says that has just expired. So what can we expect to happen now?
Well, it's difficult to know where this conflict is going. The situation has been evolving very rapidly, of course. We've had intensified military action throughout Tigray in the west, and we're seeing, the numbers of reported casualties rising into the hundreds, if not more. What we have also is ground fighting taking place and troops advancing onto the regional capital, Mekele. So the Prime Minister, who has largely controlled the narrative around development, has asserted that this military action will be swift, but many people think that this could become a much more entrenched and protracted conflict, one which turns with the TPLF becoming an insurgency movement in a very difficult terrain, a mountainous and rugged region. So there isn't really, I guess, an understanding of whether this operation which is being taken is one which is to submit the TPLF so that they eventually come to a negotiated settlement in a very weakened position, or one which is following the stated aims, which is to remove the TPLF administration from Tigray and replace them with a provisional administration.
Well, you have said that Prime Minister Abiy coming into leadership was really a dramatic change that flipped the power dynamics on its head. Is he risking to destabilize the whole region there?
Yes, I think that there are wider regional implications and the possibility of protracted conflict we're already seeing could have really terrible effects for the broader Horn of Africa region, for East Africa, an area which has seen cyclical conflict over many decades, and which was just, I think, under as well the emergence of Abiy's leadership, beginning to look towards increasing integrations and stability. As your report shows, and unverified reports of Eritrean fighters being involved in alongside the federal government forces. But what we do know and has been admitted is that the TPLF have said that they have targeted the Eritrean capital as well as border positions with missiles. We also know that Sudan, as another neighboring country, has its own very delicate transition with a civilian military administration, and the influx of tens of thousands reported by the UNHCR, up to 25,000 as your report put it, increasing every day, potentially into hundreds of thousands of civilians fleeing the conflict in Sudan, could have an impact on a region which has its own intercommunal tensions and which has been experiencing its own troubles, which could have a broader impact on the Sudanese transition.
A brief answer, please. Do you see any solution to this? Any prospects for international mediation, perhaps? And who could do that?
I think the timing is right, needs to be right for mediation at the moment. The federal government has said that it is not open to that. If the conflict becomes worse, if it becomes more protracted and losses are felt on both sides, there could be an opening and traction for negotiated settlement and bringing a truce to this conflict. I think the international community needs to continue its strong messaging to de-escalate, to bring truce and to allow humanitarian access. And they also need to prepare who the mediating team would be, whether that would be mandated through the United Nations with African statesmen in charge, such as the AU chair, Cyril Ramaphosa, and the IGAD chair, Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok. So I think the only way forward for Ethiopia really is through inclusive dialogue and through coming to a negotiated settlement.
Ahmed Salamat in London, thank you for this.
Yeah, that was a broadcast from the BBC about the developing issues that is taking place and the war. I have to call it a war. It's tribal war. Yes, tribal war taking place, and it can, as the man say, it can destabilize the whole region. And you know the whole region is a big part of Africa. So yes, big part. So all this thing happen, how it reach a level here, we want to shift over to a next clip from Al Jazeera talking about the genesis and the beginning of this craziness that is going on. Because I remember a few years during evil Haile Selassie reign, Eritrea and Ethiopia was at loggerheads, and now this Prime Minister come and him create a vibes with Eritrea, you know, because Eritrea break away from Ethiopia. And the thing was that the whole of them is Ethiopian, really. And we can say, oh, these countries get broken up by Mr. Johnson. Who's Mr. Johnson? Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, sorry. Yeah, sorry, brethren, sorry, you know, because I tell you all the thing I got to, I don't remember these things. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Muta. How you doing?
Boy, I'm okay, you know, boy. I think get away from me. I never remember about this interview, yeah. But give thanks that them remind me.
Yes, and we're still on. Good.
Yeah, all right. Well, I can tell the people them where I go on now. There is, all right. I should have make you tell the people them where I go on and how I get involved in it, because you tell the people them where I go on.
Hi, good evening to your listeners. I'm representing Trees That Feed in Jamaica. It's an organization that we're promoting the planting of fruit trees that will feed your family and create business and have your children take good care of the environment. We have been working for quite a number of years in Jamaica, since about 2009 going on. And our work has spread to Haiti and parts of Africa and India. We're in the Pacific area also. We promote the planting and the production of a number of assorted fruit trees, but breadfruit is our flagship crop. And
why breadfruit? Why breadfruit? Why breadfruit?
Breadfruit. It's our flagship crop because breadfruit, one tree can feed a family of 4 for even 2 generations. A tree will live for up to 40 years or more.
Yeah.
And produces constantly. And right now, there are a number of interesting things going on with breadfruit, even here in Jamaica. The flour produced from breadfruit. Muta is gluten-free. And, you know, there are quite a few people who cannot handle gluten, none at all, like in your regular wheat flour.
Yeah.
So we are trying. Trees That Feed started by Mary McLaughlin, a Jamaican lady, and her husband. They live in Chicago, Illinois, and that's where they operate from. They seek funding from people, donations, and they use it to purchase trees in Jamaica and give them out to farmers, individuals, households. You will remember that's how you partially got involved because, you know, you were able to pilot the handing out of fruit trees to the organic market in Barbican.
Yes, and that was wonderful because even though I wasn't there at the moment when you come, but I was told that about an hour after you gone, all of the sucker them left way. And you came back I think you came back the next week because I tell you, say, bring more, and you bring more. And I'm glad if I could have continued to get them because people... we are
willing to work with you, man, giving you suckers each week or even each month for the organic market. Because imagine what will happen. 3 years from now, all those trees that you have put in are going to go into production.
Yes. And you know that there's a next market there. There's a next market there now. So you could have bring twice the amount now because there's 2 days there. And the next market on Sunday deals with plants. You know? So,
we will talk to Trees That Feed, and as you know, they are an organization which thrives on donations. So it's based on what is donated and how they can give. But they will give you according to their means. And
man. I tell you, say, people respond to it quite well, man. People respond to it. It's true, you know. It's true, yes.
It has been going good in Jamaica all over too, you know. Because trees, you know, are fruit trees. Right now, if you travel along the highway, apple, jackfruit, Guinness, sweet stuff, you see it being sold all along there, and it's because of our initiative. Every tree that we give out, we know will become a business for somebody.
So a whole heap of people.
Right. So that's how we do it.
Well, I am willing to take part as much as I can because that is my party here now, you know. We want to get the people them planting that future generations can come and really recognize how important it is to have, you know, a fruit tree in them yard. You know, you have fruit trees where people are eat off for years and them never plant. Every time I see a man sell a ackee, you know, I tell him, say, tell me something, you ever plant a ackee tree yet? And none of them never plant a ackee tree yet, but them live off of the ackee them now. $200 a dozen, $250 a dozen and all them really.
But
so it is very good.
And you are doing your part greatly right now, because having me on to really tell people about Trees That Feed, which is an organization which is a lifelong stuff, because we also help people to start their own little business in the trees that they produce from. So we help people, we give them small meals, we help in Haiti, we buy back flour that is made from the breadfruit, and we get it to produce porridge and meals for children.
Because an agro-industry. Right. That is one of the things that I've been promoting on this program, you know. Because you said, just a plant food, and when flood come, the whole thing watch way. Some brethren up on my top, this at St. Mary, so them say, the whole of them plants, them banana, them and plant and watch way, them have to start all over again. So we have to find a way how to preserve these plants that we have here now. Find another industry that will best able to serve when flood come or when drought come. You know, that we have food still. You know, we can't keep importing them. You know?
Yeah, man, the agro-industry is a big part. We have all a young lady right now in Jamaica, breadfruit chips. Lovely product. There is a nice product that a young lady out of Puerto Rico is doing breadfruit called Postponed. It's similar to what we do in Jamaica as pressed plantain. And if you walk in the supermarket out here, you will see at St. Mary JP Food. They are promoting Postponed too, which is a breadfruit product. We have breadfruit flour. There's a guy who's doing, I think, a patty. We have a number of agro-processing, and what we want to tell you, store the breadfruit, man. When breadfruit is in season, I just say store it.
Yes.
Store it, make flour, put it down, don't make it drop off of the tree and waste like we're doing in Jamaica. We need to...
No, but wait, hold on. I can tell you something. A whole heap of people don't know this, you know, but it's the ripe breadfruit. It can make shake, you know.
It can make?
Because it's sweet, shake. Like in the morning, a ripe breadfruit, we mix it with some nuts and blend it in your blender. It's a nice shake, that you know.
Right, and there is a...
Because it's sweet. Yeah.
There's a wine that is being made, I think, in Puerto Rico from breadfruit, and I'm most certain it might be more the riper ones that they used to do it.
Yeah.
Come on, agro-processing is the way to go, Muta.
Definitely.
Right.
I'm trying to find out who going to eat the call to move all of them cane land place and plant rice in them. Because we know rice, we eat rice more than all
a lot of that, you know. Trees That Feed are championing a lot. We have one large farmer in Hanover now that is moving all the old cane land into fruit trees. And
no, not fruit tree.
Group in Roaring River in Westmoreland.
No, I'm not talking about fruit tree, I'm talking about rice. The planting of rice.
That is the government forte. They're going to
but that's something, you know, I don't say, because I keep saying it over the years. That Jamaica have enough rice, and it's really terrible to have imported from Guyana and Uncle Ben. And Uncle Ben dead long time, you know, so we need to deal with something else. But the fruits, very important, Regine. Very, very important. Very.
Food security is the top.
All right, so we can talk. Let's get the next portion again. Because we say we have two markets, you know, where we can deal with, and it's two of them in the same place. So if you bring someone, we not get through, if you don't give it the whole of them the one day, the next day we can't give it them. So I don't know when you can do that still.
Well, we're going to organize that quickly, because you know the market days, we'll get into it. We won't be able for this weekend because...
Well, if it's not this week, we have to go wait. We have to go wait a little while, because I think the Sunday market not going to be for the rest of the year again. So we have to wait for that.
Ready, man.
Yeah, man.
I will keep calling you and get the list.
Of course.
And if people want to buy fruit trees, meanwhile, they can run down to my nursery at Denby on the showground. We are open Mondays to Friday. Yeah, Denby on the showground. And we sell fruit trees.
So that's where you are every day?
Every day, Mondays to Fridays. Our nursery is there. We sell a whole range of fruit trees, about 19 different fruit trees. About 40,000 trees there.
Text me your number. I wish by you there. That WhatsApp me. That's if anybody call me and want to contact you, I can just give them your number.
I will do that shortly. I'll WhatsApp it to you. Can we have your link?
Yeah, man.
Bless up again, man. You've been doing a good work.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, Bridget.
Glad for the link up, too.
Yes. All right, sir. Give thanks.
All right. Bless up, my brother. Bless
yeah,
up.
Man.
Good.
Yes. I tell you, say, it is wonderful if it knows that these things is happening. And even though we don't advertise ourselves and all them way there, but those little things is very important, you know. When we ask them for the tree, them, it's a truck. It's a truck we see driving at the market. And when we take them out, man, it's like everybody grab them, man. You know, breadfruit, star apple, neesberry, apple tree, all of them, ackee tree. So it's a continuous thing. So as you tell the person, say, we're going to continue to really support that people can have more plant more tree and get more fruit years down the line, where we don't have to ball out about we have to import this and import that, or talk about we're hungry. I tell you, man, it's sweet when you have mango and pear and breadfruit. Hey, mango, breadfruit and ackee, and pear, ripe banana and pear. I tell you, man, it's sweet. So, yes, you have no excuse. No excuse. So, that is what we are promoting. This is the stepping razor, the art of war.
Thousands of refugees have crossed into Sudan.
The death toll is bound to rise.
The next thing we will deal with now, this coming too quick. Coming too quick, power. Coming too quick, power. We have to introduce what we are going and so. All right. A while ago, we just play a BBC report about the war, the continuous tribal war we are going in Ethiopia. And it is intensifying. It is intensifying. And it's getting more bloodier, and refugees running across the border into Sudan and all these places from Ethiopia, which will impose a problem in Sudan because you have Sudanese them around from Sudan too, you know, and then Eritrea in the war with the government of Ethiopia. So we want to play this clip and all to make the people them listen to what this is happening here, because if we can line it up. Yeah, we line it up. So here goes.
Let's talk about the fighting in Ethiopia. The government's launched a military offensive in the north, in a region called Tigray.
The conflict could turn into a civil war. Thousands of refugees have crossed into Sudan.
The death toll is bound to rise.
At the center of it all is Ethiopia's prime minister, a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
War is the epitome of fail for all involved.
He would know. Abiy used to be a soldier who now has another fight on his hands. So how did the fighting start? And what is this conflict really about? Ethiopia is a huge country with many ethnic groups and political parties. Governing them has, at times, been difficult for the central government in Addis Ababa. There have been a few years of economic growth and relative calm. Now, though, things are starting to heat up. Here's why. Ethiopia is divided into 10 regions. They loosely represent different ethnic groups. Each one has some autonomy, but the center of power is in Ethiopia's capital. Tigray, where most of the fighting has been happening, is in the north. The government there is called the TPLF, and it even has its own regional army.
They have a large number of militias and special forces that have been trained in hundreds of thousands.
The TPLF wasn't just in charge of the Tigray region. It pretty much ran the country for nearly 30 years, even though the Tigrayans are a minority, just 6% of the population. The TPLF was the head of a coalition of regional parties, but many people saw it as autocratic and dysfunctional. They locked up hundreds of journalists and political dissidents. And massive protests eventually brought them down. The chaos allowed Abiy Ahmed, a young leader seen as a visionary, to get elected. He's from the Oromo, Ethiopia's largest ethnic group.
Political prisoners were freed. Opposition parties were allowed to operate. He promised a new era of democratic reforms and an end to years of autocracy.
Abiy even won a Nobel Prize for making peace with Eritrea next door. For as long as the TPLF was in power, Ethiopia was involved in a border standoff with Eritrea. So they didn't appreciate Abiy's new friendship with the Eritrean president.
The Tigrays have got a long history of animosity with not just Isaias Afwerki, the president of Eritrea, but Eritrea as a whole.
So here's Prime Minister Abiy with the Nobel Prize and all these ambitious ideas about how to keep the peace in Ethiopia and modernize the economy. Part of his plan was to disband the old governing coalition and unify the country under a new prosperity party. But some, including the TPLF, saw that as taking power from the regions. They also saw it as a power grab by Abiy. The TPLF pulled out completely, and they're accused of doing all kinds of things to sabotage Abiy's success.
They saw him as undermining the coalition, sidelining it, also moving very hard against the TPLF itself.
Abiy Ahmed removed members of the TPLF from top positions. Many were arrested and prosecuted for corruption and abuse of power. So Abiy Ahmed, who at 44 is Africa's youngest leader, made a lot of enemies really quick. 2 years ago, someone even tried to assassinate him.
Ethiopia has become proud.
So that brings us to what's happening now. Back in March, Abiy's government postponed elections because of the pandemic. But in September, the TPLF held one anyway. That escalated things. The parliament called the vote illegal. The TPLF said it didn't recognize Abiy as a legitimate leader, and TPLF forces attacked a government military base. So Abiy sent in troops, and it all blew up from there.